Greetings, friends. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. Apologies right now if you can hear the storm outside while I'm recording. Yeah, not a lot I can do about that. But today, we're actually going to take a look at 3 G1 figures. And those figures are Kickback, Bombshell, and Shrapnel. Yes, I've got the G1 Insecticons here, all 3 of them. At least the ones that appeared in the show. I know there were deluxe class ones. Yes, these guys are very old and very well loved, so they are missing a lot of their chrome. I'm debating if I'm going to try and restore that or not. There is something to them, showing their age that I do actually appreciate. But yeah, let's go ahead. I guess we'll start with Kickback here, our little locust buddy. And these guys are all really cool, but I do have to say I think Kickback is my favorite, just because of like little quirks of how he was engineered that works so well. Because, like, his robot head is just hanging out, but that visor that they gave him is a perfect, locust mouth for the bug mode. His chrome damage is, relatively minor compared to the others. He does have a rub sign here on his wing. Let's see if I can actually get enough heat on this thing for it to show. It's fairly cold right now, and yeah, this being an old rub sign, I don't think it even works anymore, but there's that. Really good little bug mode. He's got wheels. They squeak. Not much in the way of posability. You can kind of, angle the wings a little bit. I actually had to take this guy apart and put a little bit of a clear polish on the inside of his wings to get them to stop spinning freely. But you can do that. You can move his feet around, a little bit. Kind of move the back legs down. That's really all they do. It's G1. It's not super posable, but it is a pretty good looking bug mode, actually. And he does show his Diaclone pretty apparently here in the back, where you can still open up the cockpit that you would have put a little Diaclone pilot figure in. Transforming this guy, really, really easy. Just go ahead, fold up the antenna, turn his head around, bring back his wings. Then you'll actually bring his legs together, if I can get the camera to stop losing focus, and that will form his arms. So he ends up having kind of these little claw hands, like that. Then you just come back here, fold up the bug legs. That will fold down his feet. And there you've got Kickback in robot mode. And it's a good little robot mode, He does have a head swivel because of how he transforms, which is neat. Other than that, the arms rotate. And his legs can go forward and back a little bit. That's all the posability you get, but for a G1 figure that's, this small, that's actually not bad. And he does come with a gun, also chromed, also rather scraped up. But you just take the gun and slide it down over his hand. And there you go. Simple, but effective and cool. And while I've got him here, worth noting, this guy is probably the easiest to tell a Japanese version from an American version because of these little round parts on the end of his wings. Yes, this was, the Japanese originals actually just came up to a point And apparently that was too dangerous for, American kids. So we had to have little round circles added to the end of his wings. Just kind of lame, but it's whatever. So there's Kickback. And then we'll take a look at Bombshell. Now, Bombshell is probably the easiest of the transformations here. He is by far the simplest. Mine is missing like all of his stickers. I think his rub sign does still kind of work though. And yes, it is cold enough where I am that I do have to actually rub it. So he's got his little cockpit again right there. You can't really open it in this mode, though. You do have to get him transformed. He's got wheels again. Apparently these bugs were more just cars or something. But yeah, pretty neat little... I think it's a rhinoceros beetle, stag beetle, something like that. I think rhinoceros beetle, but you're here for Transformers, not for my lack of knowledge on bugs. Transforming this guy, really, really easy. Come back here, fold these pieces down. That will expose his feet. Go ahead and just kind of get these things lined up as best you can. Mine are a little wibbly, but nothing major. Fold out his arms. Fold the horn, I guess, up. Then fold this black piece back to expose the head. And there you've got Bombshell in robot mode. And he looks really good. Again, simple, but really nice. He does have rotating arms and, technically some in and out elbow or shoulder action from the transformation. Legs can move back and forward a bit. He's kind of got like a half step, little bit of a knee going on there, which is pretty neat. Like the other, he comes with a gun just like all of them do. They've all got a gun. I'm too stupid to talk tonight. His gun actually just pegs into his hand like a real boy, which makes him the only one to hold his gun in a normal way. But yeah, overall, simple. Pretty cool. See if I can... There, we can say I opened up his cockpit. Gaping void with some copyright info in the back there. And finally, we have Shrapnel. Now, Shrapnel probably has the worst off chrome of these guys. As you can see, his pincers are almost entirely just yellow at this point. But he makes up for it by actually managing to retain a lot of his stickers here. Again, wheels. This guy I'm pretty sure is a stag beetle. I'm not sure though. Again, I'm no entomologist or whatever it is. Little Diaclone cockpit right there. Relatively probably the weakest of the bug modes because this one is really obvious. It's just a robot laying on its back. But he does end up having probably the most interesting of the transformations for these guys. So first thing he'll do is come back here, fold the yellow pieces that the wheels are on back, extend down his legs. Then once they're extended, that will free up this part to come up, become his foot, rotate him at the waist, and then split the massive pincers to reveal the face. And there you have Bombshell in robot mode. Mine is incredibly, incredibly dirty. I've not been able to get him to come clean as well as the others did. But still really cool. He's got little it almost looks like he's wearing mittens actually, which is kind of funny, but he's got his little hands, his arms can move. He does have the most leg articulation of them all, which is kind of neat. And again, he did come with his own weird little chromed out gun, which just kind of slides down over his forearm. So, I guess he's got waist rotation too. So he's very futuristic in that way. But overall, yeah, these guys they're very, very simple, but they're actually a lot of fun. You can... Can't get this guy to stand up for some reason all of a sudden. He was standing up just fine off camera. Come on. There we go. Yeah, they're simple, but I can absolutely understand why these guys had the, lasting popularity that they did. These are, even by today's standards, not that bad, actually. They're pretty good. I do have the more recent Insecticons that they did across, Power of the Primes and Titan's Return and all that. So at some point I'll look at those and probably even compare them to these. But yeah, for being figures that are, over 35 years old now, I think, these guys are still a good time. And, I even like the fact that mine look like really, really worn, They're showing their age, and that's kind of cool in my book. But either way, yeah, if you get a chance to get a set of Insecticons that are in, relatively good shape, probably a little bit better shape than mine are, to be honest, they're totally worth getting, They're a lot of fun. They're really cool. And a little bit of them, they've got a little more engineering than you would expect from a figure from this era. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.